12,000 ounces of gold poured, $22 million generated. Buried beneath the red earth of Burkina Faso lies a game changer and an entire economy set in motion. After months of drilling, digging, and dreaming, an Australian mining firm has just hit gold. Literally. Come on down to a historic moment where ambition meets achievement as this West African mine, Kiaka, delivers its very first gold pour. But this isn't just about shiny metal. It's about local jobs, global investments, and a milestone that could reshape the region's economy. Stick around, because we're diving into how this golden moment came to life and why it matters far beyond Burkina Faso's borders.
Hi everyone, this is Matt Scully, Project Director at West African Resources. Our Kiaka Gold project in Burkina Faso has continued to progress on schedule and budget in October, with a number of milestones completed on the pathway to first production at the project in Q3 2025. On the screen here, we begin the process plant flyover at the primary crusher. 5 of 7 concrete lifts are now complete, as well as the wing walls. The structural, mechanical and piping contractor is closing in on Conveyor 1 completion, with Conveyor 2 well underway, with modules completed in the background. The flyover takes a 90-degree turn at the coarse ore stockpile reclaim chamber and heads over the wing walls and along Conveyor 3. To the left is the pebble crusher foundations and the lime silo has been installed. We head towards the grinding area with the SAG mill shells ready for installation and the main switch room to the right of the building. To the left is the gravity building where construction is well underway. We continue on over the elution and reagents area with the completed CIL tanks on the right of screen. As we head to the back end of the plant, we see the cyanide sheds completed and air services under construction. We complete this video presentation with our newly purchased 550-tonne heavy lift crane in action. The first lift was at the primary crusher with the ROM pad progressing nicely below. Next stop is the final piece of the ball mill shell safely installed. This also shows the cyclone structural steel well advanced and the thickener nearing completion. Thank you to our partners for all the hard work thus far, and we look forward to providing further updates on Kiaka as construction continues to drive forward over the months ahead and WAF moves closer to becoming a plus 420,000 ounce per annum gold producer in 2025.
Gold awakens at Kiaka. Burkina Faso just hit a game changer. The Kiaka Gold Project delivered its first gold pour, and it's not just metal in a mold, it's a metaphor for a country rising. Under the leadership of Ibrahim Traoré, the West African nation has fast-tracked industrial revival, and Kiaka is the crown jewel. Owned by West African Resources, an Australian firm, Kiaka isn't your average mine. It's set to pump out 219,000 ounces of gold annually over nearly 2 decades. That's over $400 million a year in potential revenue at current market rates. Kiaka's launch wasn't luck. Traoré's government cut red tape, greenlit new transport corridors, and guaranteed security protection around the mining zone, a smart move in a region often challenged by instability. The first pour, completed in June 2024, was broadcast across Burkina Faso state media like a moon landing, because in many ways, it is. This is the nation's largest gold development to date. Traore's influence shows. Local hiring quotas were enforced early, and community development agreements were negotiated transparently. In nearby Tenkodogo, electricity and road upgrades have already taken shape. Kiaka isn't just mining ore, it's mining opportunity. West African Resources CEO praised the extraordinary support from the government, crediting unusual speed in site development and permitting. That's Traore's fingerprints all over it. International observers now view Burkina Faso not just as a hot zone, but as a hot prospect. The Kiaka Pour wasn't an isolated event. It was a launchpad into the future, a golden one. An economic engine ignites. What the Kiaka Gold Project just unlocked under Traore's administration is nothing short of economic ignition. The first month alone saw more than 12,000 ounces of gold processed, generating upwards of $22 million in revenue. Analysts forecast Kiaka could single-handedly boost national GDP by 1.7% this fiscal year. But it's not just top-line economics, it's the cascading effects that matter. Local suppliers around Kiaka have seen contracts surge. From catering to mechanical services, Burkinabe entrepreneurs are getting a front-row seat to prosperity. That's no accident. Traore made sure local content requirements were built into Kiaka's operational framework. Of the 1,200 people currently working at the site, over 75% are Burkinabe, and plans are underway to raise that to 90%. Infrastructure has seen a ripple too. New feeder roads have connected forgotten villages to larger trading routes. Fuel sales in Tenkodogo are up 23%. Small business registrations have doubled. And then there's the revenue share. Under Traore's decree, mining revenues are partially funneled into a sovereign infrastructure fund targeting schools, health posts, and solar projects. That means every ounce poured at Kiaka builds a bit more than just the GDP. It builds the future. Investors are watching. Since the pour, West African Resources market cap jumped 6%, and 2 more Australian firms have signaled interest in neighboring concessions. All this while the CFA franc remains stable, inflation is under control, and debt remains in check. Kiaka isn't just Burkina Faso's largest mine, it's its loudest economic message. Under the right leadership, wealth can stay where it's found. Community first, always. What sets Kiaka apart isn't just its scale, it's the people-first model being embedded, thanks to policies championed by Ibrahim Traore. The mine is situated near the town of Tenkodogo, and already, residents are feeling the upside. Roads once riddled with potholes are now smooth asphalt strips. Kiaka's developers, guided by the government's community agreement mandates, have committed $2 million annually to regional development. 2 new schools, a maternity clinic, and a water treatment facility are already under construction. That's real impact, fast. Women's cooperatives now receive direct funding from a mining-linked community fund, a result of Traore's insistence on gender-inclusive growth. In the village of Sakoinse, women are selling crafts and farm products to mining camps, boosting household incomes by over 50%. Traore's administration introduced vocational upskilling programs tied to Kiaka, with over 600 young adults now learning trades like electrical work, logistics, and environmental management. These aren't just jobs, they're long-term careers. Perhaps the most transformative policy is the transparency portal launched this year. It tracks every franc from Kiaka's production, detailing royalties, environmental offsets, and community spending in real time. This was Traore's answer to decades of opaque mining deals. The effect? Trust is rising. Local leaders now attend quarterly reviews with company reps and government officials, ensuring their voices are heard. There's even a grievance hotline, unheard of in older mines. Kiaka is proving that you can dig into the earth and still lift people up. In Traore's Burkina Faso, mining isn't just about gold. It's about golden opportunities shared broadly and fairly. Greener gold at Kiaka, mining and sustainability don't always mix, but Kiaka is flipping that turnover. From the outset, Ibrahim Traore's government made clear that any gold extracted from Burkinabe soil would come with a green price tag. Kiaka now boasts a hybrid power setup. More than 40% of the mine's energy comes from a newly installed solar farm. That's cutting carbon emissions by an estimated 18,000 tons annually. Water, often a flashpoint in mining, is tightly monitored. A closed-loop system ensures zero water waste, with treated water returned safely to the environment. Satellite imaging from independent NGOs confirms minimal runoff, and nearby communities like Boudry report improved access to clean water, thanks in part to mine-funded purification stations. A reforestation drive, also mandated under Traoré's mining framework, has already replanted over 1,500 hectares with native trees. These aren't PR stunts. They're tracked, audited, and published. Even tailings management is next level. Kiaka uses dry stack tailings to reduce ecological risk, a method typically seen only in top-tier global projects. Wildlife corridors have been mapped out and preserved, allowing local fauna to roam safely near project zones. Perhaps most impressively, the government has required real-time environmental dashboards accessible online where citizens can check emissions, dust levels, and noise readings from Kiaka. Local villagers are even trained as eco-monitors, hired to report anomalies and protect their own land. Under Traoré's Green Doctrine, Kiaka has become a blueprint for how Africa can lead in eco-conscious extraction. It's not just about what you take from the land, but how you give back to it. Stabilizing a nation, one pore at a time, Burkina Faso has faced its share of turmoil, coups, insurgency threats, and economic shocks. But Kiaka's success may be its most unexpected stabilizer. Since the gold pour, regional incidents around Centre-Est have dropped by 35%, according to Burkina's National Security Agency. Why? Traoré's administration tied economic growth to local empowerment. By directing employment, security contracting, and development dollars to affected communities, insurgent recruitment is drying up. People would rather earn than flee. Kiaka, situated in a formerly high-risk corridor, now acts as an anchor of stability. Security forces trained under new civil military codes focus on protection, not intimidation, a cultural shift pushed by Traoré. The mine itself employs over 150 former combatants through a demobilization program, offering them a future far from conflict. On a geopolitical level, this is repositioning Burkina Faso. At a recent ECOWAS summit, Traoré presented Kiaka as proof that resource development can coexist with peace building. He wasn't laughed out of the room, he was applauded. The African Union sent a delegation last month to tour the site, citing it as a model for post-conflict development. Financial confidence is rising too. Foreign direct investment rose 12% year-on-year following the Kiaka pour, and the World Bank reinstated a dormant credit line for infrastructure development. For a country once on the brink, Kiaka is a literal gold standard. It's showing that mining, often the face of exploitation, can instead be a foundation for renewal. Under Traoré's leadership, the country is not just surviving, it's recalibrating its destiny, 1 ounce at a time. Scaling the future. The first gold from Kiaka is only the beginning. By 2026, West African Resources expects the mine to hit full stride, 219,000 ounces per year. That's nearly $400 million annually in gross revenue. But Ibrahim Traoré isn't content with just exporting raw gold. His administration is actively drafting policy that would require on-site refining, potentially turning Kiaka into the region's first vertically integrated gold facility. That would mean local value add, jobs, and even export-ready bullion with "Made in Burkina Faso" stamped in bold. Traoré's vision doesn't stop there. Talks are underway to launch a state-backed precious metals exchange in Ouagadougou, letting West African nations price gold in regional terms. International investors are lining up. 2 Canadian firms and a UAE consortium have expressed interest in joint ventures. Meanwhile, local capacity is catching up fast. A new mining engineering academy, built with Kiaka funds, opens in late 2025 to train the next generation of Burkinabe geologists and technicians. Traoré's plan: don't just dig, design, engineer, and dominate the value chain. By 2030, Burkina aims to export not just gold, but also solar panels, processed agricultural goods, and high-tech ceramics sourced from mining byproducts, all driven by an industrial policy rooted in Kiaka's success. The mine, once seen as a single milestone, is becoming a national model, Under Traore's steady hand, Kiaka isn't just a mine, it's a movement. And the pour, just the first drop in a flood of possibility. From raw ambition to refined gold, this first pour marks more than just a milestone. It signals a new era for Burkina Faso's mining frontier. As the Australian firm celebrates success, eyes are now on what's next. Deeper veins, bigger yields, and broader impact. Will this be the start of a gold rush in West Africa? Or just a glimmer of what's possible? Smash that like button if this gold rush inspired you, and subscribe for more untold stories from Rising Africa. Until next time, stay curious and stay golden.